Hey everybody, Flybad FPV here, coming to you with a quick review on the new Fatshark HDO goggle they've just released. I'm going to keep this quick and simple. I know there's a bunch of reviews already out there. My main intention here was just to compare the HDOs versus the Dom V3s. I see a lot of comparison of the HDOs up to the HD2s, HD3s, field of view. I haven't seen any on the Dom V3s yet, so hopefully this will help the people that are flying the Dom V3s and are thinking about possibly upgrading to the HDOs. I've flown about 4 to 6 packs through each of them back to back to see the differences between the two. First thing I'll have to say that I did notice, the HDOs had a really weird orange color to them. Until I took off, started flying, and you were pointing at the ground, started seeing, then you started seeing what I consider true environment colors, green, your browns, whatnot. Then after getting into my camera and messing around with settings, I will have to say there is the key difference. From the OLED screens to what we're used to with the LCDs and the DOMs, it does come through your camera differently. So if you do happen to get the HDOs and you do notice a color difference, you can get into your camera settings and change them to make them look the way that you want. Don't worry, don't sweat that out. I'm here just mainly to give my opinion, that's just my opinion, on the differences between the HDO and the Dom V3. The Dom V3, as far as we all know, is a 16:9 ratio, and the HDO is 4:3. This is a 30-degree field of view. This is a 37-degree field of view. Now, I've been wanting to upgrade my goggles for quite some time now. Not that there's anything wrong with these, but I've heard so much about HD2s, the HD3s, when they went to the 42-degree field of view, but it was in a 4:3 image instead of a 16:9. I didn't want that big, huge screen and have my eyes looking all over the place. Now, one of the problems I did run into with the Dom V3 was with the 16:9 aspect ratio, I was struggling to keep the edges in focus. Not so much as in focus, I could get them there, but then with the IPDs, I happen to have this little weird, I either had to have that odd IPD line in the middle, which you would get used to as you were flying, or not have crystal clear edges. You had to make a choice of what I wanted. Now, that might be different for other people, but with my face shape, that's what I was running into. As soon as I heard about these, a lot of the downfall you're hearing a lot is the field of view because of the 37-degree. Well, I'm used to flying 30-degree. So I went ahead and purchased these. That's why this is an honest review up against the DOMs for sure, is because I paid for these. These were not sent to me. They were not given to me. I purchased them in the hopes that they were going to be an improvement from the Dom V3s. So first off, let's get to the picture quality. Picture quality is exponentially better. You can tell as soon as you put them on, as soon as you start flying around. You definitely see more. The image is there. Your blacks are black. Your colors are bright and vibrant. And once you get your settings on your camera set for the HDOs, to me it was almost like watching a 480 video off of these going to 1080p with these. The difference was that big for me. I know a lot of this is probably going to sound repetitive as far as the image quality with the HDO, and I'm going to try to stay away from that as much as possible. I just want to give the comparison with the Dom V3. What I was afraid of was going from 16:9 to 4:3, that I wasn't going to like the aspect ratio. Well, this is what I found. With that 37-degree field of view, 7 degrees more than the Dom V3, it seems just as wide. Everything looks just as wide as like if you're still flying with that 16:9, but you get a tremendous amount of headroom up and down. You get a lot more visual space up and down. When I sat the drone down and put it on a fixed image and switched from one goggle to the next, the HDO appeared, the images are closer. You get more headroom, the same width, field of view, but if you were looking at the same object, that permanent object almost seemed like if you were within a 20-foot distance, it was 5 feet closer. It definitely puts things up in your face just a little bit more than what the Dom V3 does. The DOMs seem to be further away. All your images seem to be further away, where your HDOs definitely put them a little more up in your face. My personal opinion is I am very glad I made this purchase. Over the image quality, the field of view, the 4x3, I was very happy with it. Like I said, with the 37-degree field of view versus the 30-degree field of view, it made up for that width that I was getting with the 16:9. So I still feel the same there. It just gave me a lot more headroom, and the image quality is really next to none. They're just wonderful that way. A couple other features that I have to mention that I don't think is being mentioned enough are some subtle ones. I know people have said about the battery strap. That was one of my big qualms with the original Fatsharks. I was always monkeying around with the battery strap to get it comfortable on my head. It always sat in the center somewhere right here, and you always had to fight with it to get it to sit flat, and it always felt like that battery was pressing up against your head. It was just the way that the Fatshark made that strap. It was just put in the center right there. So I put a little piece of Velcro and Velcroed some of my batteries just so I could hold them in place the way I liked them. But I just didn't like that. It was the way it was always pressing against my head. So at least with the new HDOs, a simple little subtle thought is making a little extra room for the battery to sit in, and it sits flat up against your head. You do not feel that battery pressing up against your head at all, and I really appreciated that. I thought that was a great feature. As far as the faceplate covering, this pleather, I do like it. It's comfortable. It actually gives me a little more. I am Italian. I have a big nose, so it kind of gives me a little more room. I get no light leakage through there. That's one thing I didn't struggle with. I mean, I always got used to. I did upgrade to the newbie drone foam on my Dom V3s. Some of them I ended up cutting out some of the foam here to fit my nose, which wasn't an issue, and this is very comfortable. But what I do, like, I thought for sure, right now it's like 80 degrees out, almost 75, something like that. And sweating in this was not what I thought it was going to be like. I thought it'd get all slippery and slimy all over my face, and it just didn't. It wasn't like that at all. But some of that subtle feature, like with that headband strap, I'm really happy with that. I thought that was a really good idea. But like I said, I'm going to keep this just to the Dom V3 and the HDO comparison. And overall, to me, I'm glad I did it. It was a very, very good purchase. Due to the image quality, no more blurry edges. I was having trouble with getting my IPDs for my face. I actually had to run them really weird. I don't know if you can see that or not. I would have to run this one almost all the way to the left, and this one almost all the way to the left, to try to get my edges from not being blurred. If they were blurred, and I got them nice and crisp, then I ran into that sort of out of focus in the middle with the IPD right here. So I either had to have perfectly focused edges and run with that little crossover between the IPDs. Anybody that's flown Fatsharks know what I'm talking about. Where as soon as I got into the Fatsharks, the HDOs, you can actually see I don't have them that far. I still have so much more adjustment left. And the image was crystal clear. The edges are crisp. I can read all of my OSD. My eyes aren't chasing anything around. I'm not trying to look for my OSD. It is right there. So I know some guys are having trouble going from the HD2s, HD3s, because they say about the smaller field of view. But to me, it's a larger field of view, because I went from the Dom V3s with a 30 to a 37. And I'm not finding any issue whatsoever in the field of view and having blurry edges, stuff like that. So So this is going to go ahead and wrap up pretty much my short review on the new HDOs. If I wanted to upgrade, or if I were you and wanted to upgrade from the Dom V3s, I would definitely make that jump. The width is the same as far as the field of view goes. It just gives you more headroom up and down to see things above you, and the image quality is bar none. There's no doubt about that. So this was more of a Dom V3 versus the HDO, and instead of always hearing about the HD2s, HD3s, and the Dominator series there, everybody's worried about the field of view. Well, for us guys that fly the V3, it's a jump up in field of view. So therefore, that 16 by 9 image, you still kind of keep your width, but you just have more view up and down. And of course, the HDO, as I keep saying over and over again, the OLED is just amazing. Once you get your camera settings adjusted, there's no image out there that I've seen like it yet. So anybody that's considering the new HDO, I mean, coming from the V3s, I would really highly consider it. They're very great, comfortable on the face, and the image, as far as field of view, it's there. It's definitely great. You would not fret going from 16 by 9 to 4 by 3. Like I said, it's about the same width, just a lot more up and down. I do appreciate everybody tuning in. I hope this helped out anybody that it possibly could that actually has the HDOs. If you have, or that have the V3s, I'm sorry. If you have any more questions as far as comparisons or differences, something I might not have covered, feel free to leave a comment. I do watch them and answer back. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment and ask, and I'll respond to you as soon as I do get them. I do appreciate everybody watching. There's going to be more flight videos and hopefully some more reviews and stuff come up. And please hit that sub, hit the bell for notifications. And I appreciate everybody watching. Everybody have a beautiful day out there. Happy flying.